Here's my top 10 songs of the 60s with just 4 chords per song. These are perfect for beginner and intermediate guitarists alike. You know what to expect from my top 10 videos now, so we'll get straight on with song 1, which is Run Around Sue. Run Around Sue by Dion uses the chords D major, B minor, G major, and A major. This uses what I call the 50s chord progression, which goes from the 1 chord to the minor 6 to the 4 chord and the 5th, or the 1, minor 6, 4, 5. If you struggle with that B minor bar chord, you can do a B minor 7, which is like an A major, but with the first finger up a string and the third finger down a string, allowing the other strings to ring out, but not here in string 5. This is also kind of like a B7 chord, but that's a major chord. If we lift off that first finger, it becomes a minor. Strumming pattern, down, down, up, down, down, up. Wave swing works great, so da, 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 da. Notice that little jump there. And you could add a flourish at the end, for example, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And because this was released in 1961, this is more akin to a lot of 50s doo-wop and kind of bubblegum pop songs, like the song Lollipop, like Earth Angel, like the Monster Mash, those kind of things. I've done a full video on songs that use the 50s chord progression, but let's have a listen to how this song sounds. This is Run Around Sue. Now, we can't mention songs of the 60s without mentioning the Beatles. They crop up twice in this list, 2 songs by the Rolling Stones as well, but this one is another early 60s one, and this is Saw Her Standing There. Saw Her Standing There uses an E7 chord, A7, B7, and a C major chord. And we can hear that blues influence when we use E7, A7, B7, kind of like a 12-bar blues in the key of E. But George Harrison, to play that signature opening, he plays a E7 chord, kind of like a C7 shape, but moved up starting at the 5th fret and then moving to fret 6 and 7. But this is a C7 shape, just slid up, and you can actually play all 6 strings then as well. This is a great chord to learn. Index finger, string 2, fret 5, middle finger, string 4, fret 6, ring finger, string 5, fret 7, and pinky, string 3, fret 7 also. Next up we have Fun 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 by the Beach Boys. I'm going to choose to use a capo at the 3rd fret to put it in the key of C major, because otherwise it's in the quite guitar unfriendly key of E flat. So this would mean we use the chords C major, F major, G major, and very briefly a D major chord. Alternatively, you could forget about the capo and do the kind of Chuck Berry style riff in E flat. Super fun, but to keep this beginner friendly, I'm going to go for the capo version. I'm sticking to 8th strumming throughout, so with downs and ups 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'll link to a chord sheet for this one and all of these songs in the description below, which you'll find on my website, andyguitar.co.uk. Check this one out and see if you want to have a play along to it. It's quite simple to learn and super fun. Next up we have Stand By Me by Ben E. King, a fantastic song that works so great as acoustic guitar sing-alongs at open mic nights, barbecues, that kind of thing. The original's in the key of A major, and that would mean that we do have one bar chord in it, which would be the F sharp minor. So to negate this bar chord and mean we don't have to play it, we use a capo at the 2nd fret rather than our 1st finger. I'll put my capo just here, 2nd fret. This means the chords become G major, E minor, C major, and D major, again in this kind of 50s chord progression, even though this is a song from the 60s. The strumming pattern that I recommend is down, down, up, up, down. Super common strumming pattern for a lot of songs, and it works great for this one. There is, of course, a fantastic bass line for this one. Now, to play this and to play that lower note, basically, we need to remove the capo and be in the key of A major, which is also what I would recommend to play the melody of this song. Let me show you how all of that fits together now, but I do have a full tutorial for this one and many others from this video on my YouTube channel and at andyguitar.co.uk. Next up we have I'm a Believer by the Monkees, one of the best songs ever, never mind from the 60s. And this just uses the chords G major, C major, D major, and the final chord is F. Anytime we're playing this F chord, we can play it as an F bar chord. We can play this hybrid like I really prefer, which is with the thumb over the top and the palm of the hand hitting the back of the neck and holding the back of the neck to really support this chord. But the easier F major 7 would be really handy as well. That's just something to be aware of. I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried. That's where it would fit. It's the only time that F chord happens in this song. Something to be aware. Don't let the F put you off. This is I'm a Believer. Next up, we have another acoustic guitar favourite. Many of you guys will know this already. This is Brown Eyed Girl. Of course, it has that signature intro and some fantastic guitar licks that I do recommend learning for intermediate and perhaps even advanced players. But the chords to this one are G major, C major, D major, and E minor. So again, that 1, 4, 5, and minor 6. These are the most common 4 chords that happen together, and we're learning a lot of these in the key of G, So it's G minor, C and D. Something you should know if you want to progress past beginner level, or if you're an intermediate and want to know more about how chords fit together and how songs work. Again, down, down, up, down is the strumming pattern for this one. Any variation of that is fine. It's not wrong to vary from that strict strumming pattern. In fact, as you get more accomplished, you should vary that slightly. Maybe sometimes matching the words, maybe sometimes matching what you hear in the song. But this would essentially be the main chord progression with that strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. That's what you're going to stick to for the vast majority of this song. Let's have a listen to that now. Play along if you know it. Next up, we have two fantastic songs by the Rolling Stones, the greatest rock and roll band in the world. And this first one we're looking at doesn't need a capo, and it's called Sympathy for the Devil. Sympathy for the Devil is in the key of E major and uses the chords E major, D major, A major, and B, which the open way of playing a B chord would be a B7. That's the chord I recommend for this one. You can, of course, play a B bar chord like this, or flatten off that third finger and play it like this. But that B7 works absolutely great. Single strums work great for the start of this one. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. And it works well for a lot of this song. Let the bass players and the samba rhythm just keep you going. Single strums for this one are great, especially if you're still learning how to read a chord sheet, which I will link to below. Let's check out Sympathy for the Devil. The Rolling Stones song from the 60s that just has 4 chords that I really recommend is Honky Tonk Women. This is originally played in open G tuning. I've done a full tutorial for that in open G tuning, but let me show you with basic open chords just so that beginners and any intermediates that just want to have a strum through this don't have to retune their guitar. This would use the chords G major, C major, D major, and this time A major. So we're in the key of G major, but the A major in this case is a borrowed chord. It's not strictly from the key, but the Rolling Stones really make this work, don't they? It's a fantastic song, nice and simple. You could even get used to doing some finger picking with this one, just plucking the middle two strings. Will give you the sound of the intro. Let's have a look at this one. Full tutorial is available on my YouTube channel and on the website andyguitar.co.uk. Next up, we're going to look at our final Beatles song of this video. This is Come Together, released in 1969. We're again in the key of D major for this one, but we got quite a blues influence on this one. There are different ways to play it on acoustic or electric guitar. Here's how I recommend we look at it on acoustic to keep it accessible for beginners. So to play the bass riff in open position, we hit the open string twice. That's the open fourth string, which is a D note. Pick string 3, do a hammer on of string 3 at the 2nd fret with the middle finger, and then put the first finger where it would go on a D minor chord and play that string 1, and then put the 3rd finger where it would go down on a D minor chord. We can also play it up at the 10th and 12th frets. This is up in the D minor pentatonic position. We can add double stops to that, so playing pairs of strings. But the basic 4 chords that make up the song are D major, A major, G, and then just in the chorus, B minor, which you could also play as a power chord, even up here at the 7th fret, and playing the other G and the A chord as power chords. People may prefer that. But let's have a look how I'd recommend you guys play it. Here's a playthrough now. My final song of the 60s with just 4 chords is a song by B.B. King, also released in 1969. This is The Thrill Is Gone. By my research, The Thrill Is Gone was written earlier than this, but this was released in 1969. I'm really excited to bring this to you guys, especially you guys that maybe haven't looked into this world of kind of electric blues guitar, because we can play all the chords on acoustic guitar great. Let me show you these as bar chords first of all. We'd have a B minor chord, and this is a minor 12-bar blues, so the next chord, the 4 chord, would be E minor, which we'd play up here, returning to the B minor, and then I recommend we steal this chord from So I Stand In There, this E7 shape that we learnt earlier. We move it up to the 10th fret position using the frets 10, 9 and 8. And then slide it down one string, and that's our final two chords, which are a G7 to F sharp 7 chords. Those are my top 10 songs of the 60s with just 4 chords per song. Which were your favourites? Let me know any songs that I missed in the comments down below, and check out my other decade videos if you haven't seen them yet. These are the other ones with 4 chords. I'm sure we'll do more in the future. Make sure you've subscribed to my Ender Guitar YouTube channel to get all my latest uploads, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.